Chapter 62-71. As soon as he talked about his last experience in China, Jimmy burst into tears. He took the microphone and threw it at Nate like denunciating the meeting. Not only did he accuse Nate of his experience in detail, but he also took out his mobile phone and shook out all the evidence that he had asked Nate to send him before. This was like a complete explosion of the powder keg. All the senior partners at the scene, one by one, realized that Nate had a lot of evidence on them on his hands. And almost all of them were worth hundreds of millions of dollars. As long as the truth came out, they would either go to jail or face huge fines. For a while, the venue was full of abuse against Nate, asking him to give everyone a reasonable explanation. There were even senior partners who were so excited that they wanted to rush up and fight with him. Nate was also worried and afraid. He thought he could bribe Jimmy and use his influence to get closer to Steve. But he never expected to be fooled by this guy. Now the situation is completely out of control. If he really fights, how can he bear it? To put it another way, even if he doesn't fight, these people will come to him for an explanation. How can he give it? Seeing Nate's panic, Jimmy felt relieved. And his previous experience in China was relieved. Seeing that everyone was surrounding Nate to ask for an explanation, he put the microphone in Nate's hand and said coldly, "Come on, Nate, since everyone wants you to give an explanation, then explain it to everyone here." Nate wiped the cold sweat and said tremblingly, I want to apologize to everyone first. This matter is indeed my fault. But I had no choice. The competition in the industry is very fierce. You are all the backbone of the law firm. Although you don't earn the most, you have the most output. Once someone changes jobs or leaves to start a business, it will be a huge loss to the firm. Now at this point, he said a little aggrievedly, Actually, as long as everyone works peacefully in the Ellis law firm, I will never do anything that threatens your personal safety or career prospects." Eric at this point said coldly, "Stop being hypocritical here. Isn't Jimmy's incident typical enough? He was just a person who had some problems in China and was sold out by you." Nate said with a sad face, "That's because he offended Mr. Rothschild." Steve frowned and glared at him when he heard this. Nate was so scared that he quickly shut his mouth. His expression is aggrieved like a nagging idiot. Eric continued to ask at this time, "Kate, I don't want to argue with you about who is right or wrong between you and Jimmy. I just want to know, regarding the matter of setting a trap for us, what kind of solution are you going to give us?" Nate quickly raised his right hand and said solemnly, "I swear to God, I can assume that these things have never happened and will never use this to threaten you again." Jimmy said contemptuously, "Pretend that this incident never happened? It's easy for you to say, but maybe one day we offend you or affect your interests. You will take out this evidence to kill us." Jimmy is right. Someone shouted, "In my opinion, the best solution now is for the law firm to issue a statement stating that all our illegal operations are approved by the law firm. And the law firm waives the right to pursue all legal responsibilities." As soon as this person's words came out, everyone was immediately enlightened, and they all echoed, "That's right. This is the best way. Sign this statement for us, and then submit it to the Judicial Department for notarization. Once it has legal effect, we will terminate the employment contract with Ellis. None of us will have anything to do with each other in the future. And no one should cause trouble to each other." The others immediately raised their hands to show their agreement. What they feared most now was that this evidence would be used by Nate to sue them. Once Nate waived this right on behalf of the law firm, there would naturally be no legal risk. Even if the FBI came to investigate, it would be useless because the company allowed it. In addition, their second demand was to draw a clear line with Nate. After all, no one wanted to continue to work hard for such a disgusting and sinister person. Terminating the employment contract was the best solution. When Nate heard these two demands from everyone, the nervousness and anxiety just now were instantly swept away and replaced by uncontrollable anger. He looked around at everyone and said in a cold voice, "I took the initiative to give you a chance just now, hoping that everyone can keep peace and continue to make money together. If you want to leave, Ellis, why should I give in to you? I tell you, the reason I left evidence is because I was afraid that you would turn against me. If anyone dares to turn against me, I will definitely send him to jail." After that, he quickly looked at Jimmy again and said in a flattering way, "Jimmy, the matter between us is written off. You are different from them. Don't let them pull you into their camp. They want to drag you into the water.